It is a beautiful day, or perhaps it's a crummy day that you're going to have to dig deeper to find beauty in, but there's always beauty to be found. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. If you haven't already, make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. Give the bell a few kisses so you're not missing any of this content designed to help you with your mental health or help you help others. It's also the best way to support that mission of shattering the mental health stigma and supporting the channel. Before we dive in, I want to give a huge shout out to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video today. Like a bazillion other people, I made goals a few weeks ago around the New Year's. I do mine just before the New Year's, but I made all of these goals. And yeah, some of them were pertaining to my physical appearance. Some of them are things that I want to learn. Some are things that I just want to experience this year. But how many of you guys, while you were making your goals, made any pertaining to your mental health? I did. I am very determined this year to process the grief and trauma surrounding pregnancy and my miscarriage. If we don't have a solid mental health foundation, all those other categories of our life, all those other things we want to accomplish are going to become so much harder. I know there may be a time while I'm going through this process where I need some outside perspective, and I am so glad to know that I have quick and affordable access to a licensed therapist if I need some direction during this time. And the most important thing to me is that they match you with someone who has professional experience with your specific situation. That blew my mind because when I was doing in person therapy, I was always just thrown to the first person available. And that person was usually still booked out for months. And at the end of that, I never really connected with very many of them. It was very rare for me. Look, there's no shame in needing help. And as a special offer to all of my viewers, you can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/Amanda Webster. That's betterhelp.com/Amanda Webster. Thanks again, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. Now, today I am going to be reacting to Aurora Lucky live. And I'm excited to see her perform live because I just think there's a whole different dynamic in a live show versus a music video. So thank you, Mario Pardio, my beautiful, amazing Patreon, for suggesting this song. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out my Patreon, please make sure to do so. Link is in the description. You get a whole ton of benefits, which are outlined below, and every single dime goes toward my mental health outreach. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's dive in. I loved my last reaction to Aurora, so I feel like I'm going to be pleasantly surprised with her live performance as well.
When I am down, I lay my hands upon this ground, and for the 1,000th time I call him in. His earth is mine. Before I make the offering, remember all the faces that I've seen. The marks have settled on my skin from all the different places that I've been, and I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive, and I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive.
I take this as that beautiful, glorious, delicious moment where you turn and face your shadows, you turn and face your past, your symptoms, all of it, and you stand up for yourself and you connect with them and you accept them and you show them love and beauty and you change your focus and you fight the negativity bias that we all have. It is a practice to overcome that, but we all kind of have that negativity bias. And this is that moment where she's fighting back and she's taking control. And I vividly remember when I had that. And this is particularly special for me because I've said it before when I was in the bouts of this clinical depression where I was at for decades, I felt like every single morning I got up was just this nightmare. I feel like I was waking up to a nightmare. I felt like everything was kind of reversed in that sense. And it was a very difficult mindset to live with. And now, on the other side of that, I get up every morning and I look at life as an adventure. And that was something I had to work on, and that was a process to get there. But now I can look at life as an adventure. And now I can see that I'm lucky to be alive, even though there was a point where I don't think I could even process that being a reality, a possibility, because I hated my life. I hated everything about it. I really like now the marks that have settled on my skin from the different places that I've been because we all have those stories. And I feel like my scars, physical and emotional, are part of my journey and part of my story. And part of what I have to go through is healing those. And they're always going to be there. They're always going to be like the letters that make the words that write my odyssey.
Inside my mind, behind my eyes, is coming down, and for the 1,000th time, I feel too numb to even try. Before I make the offering, remember all the faces that I've seen. The marks have settled on my skin from all the different places that I've been, and I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive, and I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive.
I want to rewind there because I don't want to miss that transition. But, you know, when she's saying, not everybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive, not everyone's struggling. As a matter of fact, most people that are struggling with symptoms of depression or other mental health disorders, many don't wear their war pendants or their fatigues. And most other people aren't going to know the battle that they've waged, you know, the battle that they've gone through. They internalize it. And too numb to even mind, they've gotten used to it at this point. And once you get used to something, you accept it. And in many cases, you accept defeat without really genuinely exploring your artillery. So I think that it's very important to understand that just because one weapon doesn't work doesn't mean that there's nothing left in your artillery. And I remember thinking, oh my God, I've tried everything. And that's why I ended up on that ledge, is because I felt like I tried everything and there I was. And I just couldn't keep fighting anymore. But when I really was honest with myself later, I said, sure, I tried things here and there inconsistently. I did try therapy, I did try medication, and when one thing didn't work, I just jumped to something else, and I never really stayed with things consistently other than therapy and meds. I did try those for longer periods, and it just wasn't the only thing I needed. Medication didn't work for me, and therapy by itself wasn't enough. So I had to really explore the rest of my artillery, and I think that's a very healthy thing to understand.
I I don't know where I am, where I go. Where to even begin when I know what lies behind? It makes no sense in my mind, but I know that it's time to let go. And I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive. And I feel the light for the very first time. Not anybody knows that I'm lucky to be alive. I'm lucky to be alive. I'm lucky to be alive.
That end. I done seen everything but Jesus. I just, that was powerful, powerful beyond words. You know, once you've lived so long with the pain, you don't know how to overcome it anymore because you've allowed it to become part of you and you've allowed it to merge with your very essence. And you can't see the exit. You can't see a way out. I remember that being stuck in the same hell loop and feeling like I was never going to get out of it. But once you have the determination to do whatever it takes, just absolutely whatever it takes, once you make peace with your shadow, with your demons, with your dark passenger, whatever you want to call it, you are unstoppable. And I will say that from experience. Once I made peace with that part of myself, I became completely unstoppable. And I know too well the where to begin when you know what's behind you, when you know history. And once you've been abused, whether by someone else or by yourself and your own thoughts and your own mind, now you're scared. It's just like if every single day at 2 p.m. you beat the heck out of your partner's going to get to the point where they're scared of 2 p.m. It's just natural. So when you've lived in this routine and this pattern for so long, now you're scared to do anything, to try anything because you're terrified of reliving that trauma and reliving that pain and having those experiences again. But then you have to come to a point where it's time to let go, it's time to move on, it's time to take control, take your power, and kick butt. Because I promise you, there's so much that you can do, there's so much you can add to your artillery to really boost yourself to the top of your own personal happiness spectrum and really start building your mental health. And it is possible whether you are where I was at and you're on a ledge or something else somewhere, or whether you're just feeling complacent and you need to get out of that rut. There's always ways to move forward. This is coming from someone who saw absolutely no value to her life or to herself and just couldn't deal with the drudgery anymore. I was right in thinking that her live performance would add an extra layer to her obvious talent, because I think when you do a music video, on some level, you've planned out the movements you're going to make and the maybe even the expressions that your face will take. But when you're doing a live performance, I think you get really absorbed into that moment, and it's just so much more raw and authentic. And I love her whimsical nature paired with this. There's no word for it. There's really no word for it. I can speak two languages and there's no word for it. It's just a way that validates, a way that really grips your soul, and kind of shakes it around a little bit, and then sets it gently back down. And your soul's going, what? What just happened? I don't understand, but I feel pretty good. That's what just happened to my soul. But I think that this spoke a lot to the entire process of the backstory of going through that, but then also getting to that place where you're going to do it a different way now. And I just want to let you know you can do it a different way. And that's why this channel exists, is to help you see that, to offer content to move you in that direction. So as always, guys, please share your stories here in the comments. That's how we shatter the mental health stigma. It's a great step to start moving forward through your process, to your healing journey, through your healing journey. So make sure to share your story here in the comments. Connect with someone else. If you haven't already, like I said, make sure to make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it. You never know who might need to see it. And thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video, and for Mario Pardio, my amazing Patreon, for suggesting this. I love you guys so, so, so much. Mwah.